Hey everybody, it's Brittney, Iwegbu. Welcome. Happy, where we at? Thursday. I am here and I am excited because I am doing a CEO spotlight today. And so he should be popping on here pretty soon. But before he does, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for Classic 80. Thank you guys so much for being supportive of me. I am a small business consultant and a person who helps small business owners to simplify their tasks and to get their ideas, connected. And so I am excited because I typically have these highlights. Did you meet me at Target? You met me into hey resume workshop. Hey Chris, I was just talking about you. So yeah, I did. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you were able to jump on. So right now, I'm just kind of telling you guys, hey RJD, I'm just telling you guys a little bit about me and what I do. And so thank you guys so much for jumping on. Blessings to you as well. So I am simulcasting. What simulcasting is where I am talking to two separate screens. And so what that means is I'm being intimate with both of you guys right now. We all in this thing together, okay? So I have a request to let Chris on. I'm going to do that right now. And let me see. Come on in here. Love your hair and the color looks great on you. Thank you so much. Hey, Chris.
What's up? What's up?
He's here, y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. So today we're doing CEO Spotlight. And so typically I highlight different CEOs and different owners. And I talk to them about their journey. And so the reason why I do this is because I want you guys to know the background of what you're trying to get yourself into as an entrepreneur. So typically people look at this journey, right, as something to just get into, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get my own thing. I'm gonna start my own business. I'm gonna build my own lane, and you be like, yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
the reason why a lot of people, and if you guys, hey, Black Girls of Texas, a lot of people fail within the first 2 years, and then the next statistic was within the next 5, and then the next is 10. So you got to be in here strong for like a good 10 years to really say like you have mastered the art of entrepreneurship. But I bring you guys people who have been there and who know what's going on. So today I brought Chris on, and I want to let him talk a little bit about himself. He's like, hey, and he's so humble, y'all. He's a really cool guy. I got a chance to meet him a couple weeks ago. We were on a panel together, right? And
Fire panel. Fire
and
panel.
it was so cool. Like, I was like, man, like you wouldn't even know, like you've been through so much. So I'm going to, without further ado, I'm going to roll out the carpet and allow you to introduce yourself. And thank you so much for being here and just taking the time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. So, can you hear me? First of all, can you hear me good?
I can
Okay,
perfectly.
good deal. So yeah, guys, my name is Chris, founder of Health is Wealth Nation and Growth at its Army. I'm also consider myself an author entrepreneur. So, I wrote the book, The 180 Effect. The subtitle is Homeless a Business Owner, Engulfed in Entrepreneurship and Learning that Health is Wealth in One Decision. It was a 2-time bestseller on Amazon in 2018, and actually write my second book now, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be another 180 Effect concept and theme book. So yeah, that's my story. Going from homeless to business owner, getting it out the mud, embracing growing pains, and yeah, I'm just here to share my story and add some value to you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, we're going to talk about this book. I haven't got my book yet.
It's in the mail. It's coming to you.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah.
Chris, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all gonna have to pause because I ordered my book and I got mine autographed. So,
There we go.
uh,
There we go.
so You guys, if you are just tuning in, I have Chris Coleman on, who is the author entrepreneur of the 180 Effect, and also he's got his own business, and so we're going to talk to him about that today on CEO Spotlight. Hey, Miss Aisha. Hey, Essentially True. Thank you guys so much for joining. So, Chris,
What's up? What's up?
tell us about how you started. Why did you decide to even start a business? Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur from the beginning? Or what was tell us about your origin, your start?
Yeah, so my origin story starts 2013. That's when I just became homeless. Emancipated myself, and it was really a decision. It wasn't a scenario where I just ended up homeless. It was like, no, I need to cut all ties from everybody. And a little bit before that, what led to that is, I grew up here in the deep South, Mobile, Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
in the deep South. So, racism, Jim Crow.
Yeah.
For the longest, we had one of the last, KKK hangings, in the nation happened here in Mobile, Alabama. So, it's just one of those areas, and I grew up, going by the book, hey, go to school,
Mm-hmm.
get a job, get good grades, don't get in trouble, etc. And so I grew up, crossing my T's and dotting my I's. But then next thing you know, I'm 18. I dropped out of school. I went to Tuskegee for a year. I dropped out, and I just realized like I don't have any skills whatsoever. Like I'm not equipped,
Wow.
for this world.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in that day and age. This was, '09, '10, where the digital, everything was digital now.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram was about to start. Like it was just a huge shift, and I wasn't ready. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
So that was '08, '09. Then 2013. So I'm homeless. I had been working some jobs. Like it was a time where I was working close to 85 hours a week. I was
Wow.
working at a gas station during the day, getting 40 hours, and I was working at a grocery store during the day, getting 40 hours,
Mm-hmm.
stocking shelves, and a gas station at night, getting 45 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was some weeks I was getting close to like 90 hours, and it was just one time like, look, I can't do this anymore. So but if I'm gonna have a great change in my life, that means I got to change.
Make
That
it
means,
right.
yeah, that means something drastically has to happen, has to change in me first before my life changes. And the great change was me becoming homeless, and everything was on me. And
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, look, if I'm a fail now, I don't have anybody to blame. I can't blame my mom.
Right.
I can't blame, my skin. I can't blame where I live. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't succeed now, it's all Chris' fault. And
Yeah.
and so that was a fire I needed. And from there, my life just escalated from there. Um, so yeah, that was like the origin story that just kind of sparked that fire to become an entrepreneur. It really happened just by good fortune.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a good friend who wrote my name down as a personal recruit at this sales organization. So they was looking to add to the team, so he just randomly wrote my name down. Like I was still couch
Mm-hmm.
hopping at that time, and some nights
Okay.
sleeping out in my car. And
Wow.
yeah, so but they called me. I went in for the group interview. The district manager, the district manager graduated from the same high school I did. He was just 4 or 5 years older than me. So I knew of him. So he was
Mm-hmm.
running the group interview, talking about the sales organization and everything. And I had a seed planted in my mind, like, if he can do this, I can do this.
Then I
So
can. Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. But I got the job. I got the sales position. And from there, I'm an athlete, so I just applied that work ethic, and you know, unlike a 9 to 5, there, like your advancement isn't capped, so you can advance as fast as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So I started having sales promotions. I became an assistant manager in 2 weeks. I became a sales manager in 2 months. Then I became a district manager in 9 months. I was one of the fastest
Right.
district managers promoted in the
Mm-hmm.
history of that territory. And but yeah, so and I know we're gonna get into this later on, but that was the origin story. I was like, look, I can't be working these 9 to 5 jobs. I can't, I'm not set up I'm not set up to be equipped to exist and operate in this new world that we're living in, where it's digital, where you need to have a skill. So, and yeah, that was the origin story.
Okay. And you know what's crazy to me is I think that you think about humble beginnings like that. I think about Tyler Perry, honestly, too. Hey, Shanique Collection. How he was talking about living out of his car for a little bit, and now he has his own studio and like stupid paid. But again, you know, I think that it's funny because I remember we were talking about on the panel even how we're kind of gluttons for punishment a little bit sometimes as entrepreneurs, because it's like, okay, I messed up, do it again. Like, okay, you know, and so what did I do? How can I fix it? Where do I go? And what I like that you said the most was really more so like, well, this is really on me. You know, there's really nobody else I can blame. And so I can definitely relate to that because with my parents, I think my story had more to do about trying to finish college. And so what was interesting when you were saying about having a skill set and having an understanding of like, okay, well, I need to transition. I was kind of in that wave too, right? But it was more so like, let me finish school and let me at least, you know, let me finish school in this way and let me finish and get the credibility, I guess, you know, that's the same thing you said. Like, that was the only recognition point is like, well, do you have this piece of paper or like, no, you know. So, but yeah, it get a call. I always it never like I'm gonna start saying y'all
busy.
Get ready for the 313 call every time. So it's all good. But yes, busy. I'm gonna pause us real quick. But yes, that was my story, and I can relate to that because you do have to have some type of skill set. And so what I talk about often is how we can take things from the workforce that we've learned to transition us into entrepreneurship, because the lessons are the same. It's just that we have to understand how we're going to apply them to make this thing work. Hey, the life coach. All right, so I get it, the dope life coach. That's tight. I like that. Okay, sorry. Y'all are talking about my skin. Y'all are talking about my skin. No, I do not have on highlighter. I have on my lashes as per usual. Her Brittney Glow gang in the house. Hey, what's up? gang in this thing. All right, and no, y'all, I've been using so I know this is way off topic, but I've been using what's called a quartz roller on my face, and it's very addictive. Okay, I don't typically put a lot of makeup on. I was blessed with some nice, good African skin, African and black skin. So yes, but no, I don't have on highlighter. I just, you know, did my brows with my lashes. Okay, so
that melanin glow.
Thank you. So let me see. I definitely learned a lot from my 9 to 5. Yes, and so I can appreciate what you're saying. I think that it's just really interesting how people they look at their experiences and then they kind of discredit the things that they've been through as like, oh, well, that didn't really mean too much, or oh, that was just a part of my life, and, you know, and they kind of compartmentalize it and take it from, you know, rather than taking what they need to learn from it. So I really can appreciate that you did that. Y'all, we're talking right now. Hey, Mike Williams, we're talking right now to Christopher Coleman. He is my CEO spotlight for the week, and he's talking to us about some of his origins. He's talking to us, giving us like his background on some of the things he had to do in order to become successful as an entrepreneur. So tell us, you've been in business now since 2013, right?
Yep.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about what do you do and what misconceptions of what you do people have? Like what are the misconceptions? Like, well, what do you actually do? Or do people say
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that? Or like, what do people say to you? What are your common misconceptions?
Yeah. So yeah, I've been in the entrepreneurship game for a few years, going on close to a decade. So and I've evolved over the years. So at first, I was a district manager. So I was a district manager
Mm-hmm.
with a marketing and sales company. But so it was a corporate company, but it had an entrepreneurship spirit. So
Okay.
like they allowed you to like you have complete creative control. You're a district manager with our company, but you run your district headquarters like you want to. So so from that, so I was district manager. Then I was a health coach. Then I founded Health Wealth Nation.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went from being a health coach to now I have a team of health coaches, and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
mentor and a team leader. And then now then next thing you know, I'm teaching people how to open up nutrition clubs and run a nutrition
Wow.
club because I had a district. My district headquarters was a brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm teaching my health coaches to open up brick and mortars and run a nutrition club. Then I'm an author. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking. I'm doing podcasts, and
Mm-hmm.
now
Mm-hmm.
now with Growth at its Army, like I'm a business coach, performance coach. I'm helping athletes with their mental performance, peak
Mm-hmm.
performance, and high performance. And then of course soon with the fall starting and the spring starting this year, I'll be helping like coaching staffs and athletic
Right.
department, staff members, learn how to business like master their business and also their behavior, and
Mm-hmm.
how to figure out their strengths so they can be able to communicate with these kids and student athletes. So
Right.
so things have evolved over the years, but one misconception people think is that they really think you just it's funny, they think you just talk, like they think they,
Oh,
yeah, they think you just sit around wait for the phone to ring, and
yeah.
you just talk to this person, and you do this, and a lot of people think it's like time constrained, like it's
Mm-hmm.
like there's a framework around it, like all right, so you got this meeting, well, all right, so when are you off, like when am I off, like 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 I'm off when I'm asleep. Like like
Um,
that's when I'm off. Like it's people don't understand like the time
yeah,
that goes into starting something like on your own. Like
yeah.
like when it's all on you. Like especially if you're the CEO. Like you wear every hat.
Had you
Like
do.
like that's one thing that actually when I was working at the gas station, I worked at Circle K overnight
Mm-hmm.
when I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. That's one of the strengths I got from that job. Like I was the only person there overnight.
Responsible.
Yeah, so I had everything. Somebody
That must be
call, I got to pick it
good.
up. The trash. Somebody come to the window. Somebody wants some gas. Something in the back needs to be changed out. Something's broken. I got to call somebody. Like everything that had to be done on that
Mm-hmm.
shift was on me. So
Mm-hmm.
so that helped me. Like as a CEO, that's what it is. You're the last. You're the last person. You're the last person on defense. So
First and the last. Yeah.
exactly. So if something goes wrong, it's on you. And a lot
Yeah.
of people can't handle that. Being
Yeah.
being a CEO, like you're like everything is on you. So but that's a big misconception. The time thing, people don't, and with 9 to 5ers,
Yeah.
it's a clear exchange. You work this hour, you get paid this much this hour.
Right.
But with entrepreneurs, like you can work for the year and
Yeah.
may not see anything.
Percent.
You may work for 3 years and you may not see anything.
Yeah.
One of the biggest concepts I teach people is a Chinese bamboo tree.
Mm.
Where you can water it. It's a tree, Chinese, and it's in Africa too, but I guess it's just more mainstream, like Chinese bamboo tree.
Mm-hmm.
But you can water it for 5 years, and
Mm-hmm.
you see no growth, like it
Mm-hmm.
like you don't see anything, and that's because it grows so rapidly that for those 5 years it's working underground, it's building a foundation, a root
The
system is growing out.
roots. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's growing
Gotcha.
out, and in that 5th year,
Yeah.
that's when it sprouts. But once it sprouts, it grows like 90 feet in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. That's
Right.
crazy.
but for 5 years you don't see anything.
Heard that. That's cool. That is cool. But it's also a great comparison because when you think about entrepreneurship, we always talk about the parts where I think people like to talk about the fun parts. They
Mm-hmm.
don't really like to talk about the growth parts. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's really why I'm more interested too to hear you talk a little bit more about your book, because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want you to kind of give some insight on the audit that you have kind of included in there, just to kind of, test you
Right.
on what you're doing and taking a look at yourself and self-reflections, right? So
Right.
so that's a perfect analogy. So I want to pause here, y'all. Y'all know we got to reset. Thank you guys who are just joining. Hey RJD. Hey
RJD,
Midwest
what's up, brother?
Creative. Hey Mike Williams Pro. I saw y'all walk in. He said, "What's up, family? Dope, dreaming on purpose every day." Oh, go ahead then. I like that. Okay, so my name is Brittney Iwegbu. I am a small business consultant and coach, and I help small businesses to simplify their tasks daily and help them to get their ideas structured so that they can start being successful. I get on here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday and talk to you guys about small business, talk to you guys about just building up your business entrepreneur wise. And I give you guys a lot of the behind the scenes and the grit of what it is to be an entrepreneur, because God knows it is not easy. Hey, the premier VA.
Jen,
So
what's
I
up,
talked.
Jen?
Hey girl. So I talked to you guys about that because I think a lot of people get on and they think that entrepreneurship is so simple and it's so easy to do. I'm also a working entrepreneur, and so I am in the game right now doing my thing and building my business. So I've been a business owner now for almost 2 years in about 8 days. What's
There you
today?
go.
Look, hold on. What's today? 7 days.
There
so,
you go.
so I am an actual business owner, and so I give you guys the backstories based on what I know. I've done contracting. I've done all types of things that help people to connect their ideas with, from corporations to small business owners, to one-on-one work with people, and so that's what I do, and that's why, if you want to know like where I came from and who I am and what I do and all of that, and what actually feeds my pockets, I have several different contracts that do that. So that's that on that. I do these
Hey.
interviews to bring you guys insight from other entrepreneurs and business owners other than myself, to bring you guys some value in your own business. So today we're talking to my friend Chris Coleman, and he's telling us all about his business and telling us about just kind of the background that he has had to go through. And he's got a book called The 180 Effect, which I'm waiting. Mine is coming. Okay,
It's
it's coming.
coming. It's in the mail.
And so I'm excited to get it. But yes, I wanted to just pause and reset there. But we're gonna jump back in. So Chris, tell me, what characteristics do you think that people need to have to be successful in entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's a long list right there. But
Okay, give me your top three. Give me your top three.
my top three is you need to be emotionally intelligent,
Okay.
uh, mentally tough, and aggressively patient.
That's good.
So I mean, you got to be emotionally intelligent because like your emotions gonna be all over the place. Like we just talked about, like
Mm-hmm.
you may want it to happen in a month and you don't see results in a year.
Mm-hmm.
You may not see results in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have your emotions under control and not necessarily be a robot, but respond intelligently
Mm-hmm.
to things. Not don't react emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just, I mean, it's a muscle, and I'm an athlete, I'm a power lifter, and of course I work with student athletes. So it's a muscle that has to be trained. So a lot of times we find ourselves in positions that's literally prepping us for what's to come,
That's
and we
good.
avoid them because we're afraid of it. But that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we need, to train
Mm-hmm.
that muscle. In my book, I talk about like embracing those growing pains. So like don't run from them. So that's one. Mentally tough. The same thing. It's a muscle. You got to train it, and your mindset. Having that opposite mindset. I talk about a lot of people like if you want to get ahead in life, just think
Hi,
the
Bougie.
opposite of what most people do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So most people go to McDonald's, go to Subway.
Yeah.
Most people sleep in, wake up early. Most people like just think the opposite, and that'll train your mindset. Most people watch a movie, go watch an audio, go
Yeah.
watch a podcast, go listen to an audio and take notes on it.
That's
So
good.
yeah, training that mindset to be mentally tough.
Mm-hmm.
So when because you want to be first, you want to be instinctual. So when some shit really hits the fan, like
Yeah.
it's second nature. Like you know what to
You
do.
know what to do.
Yeah, you know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's being mentally tough and aggressively patient. And some people say patiently aggressive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the main thing. Like work hard today, like it's on you, but be patient. Like it's, and I don't know who you prescribe to, but or some of your followers, but just have faith. Like it's on the Lord.
Yeah.
Like it's on His timing. So that's how like I work hard. Like it's on me. I can get
Mm-hmm.
results today, but I'm also patient, trusting the process, and knowing that like, hey, I'm 29. I may not see something until I'm 39.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
49. So have that dichotomy, that harmony. So hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a grind. I'm gonna put in the work today. I'm gonna make it happen today. But also, some great things take time.
I might not see the results until later.
Hmm.
Hey Bougie Flame, hey Good Hair, Good Body. Thank you guys so much for joining. I am doing my CEO spotlight interviewing Mr. Chris Coleman. I know I keep resetting y'all, but I don't know who coming in, popping out. So there y'all go. And so I like that because we do talk on here. I typically do talk a lot about mindset and the mentality that you have to have. One of the business mentorships that I help in, that is one of the, I want to say that's like 70 or 80% of the battle. And a lot of times when I'm working with people or coaching with people in that group, like there's literally, I can tell you, I probably talked to in the last 2 weeks, maybe like 5 or 6 people who have had this same issue.
Hmm.
Like, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to just stop here because I'm not really sure. So, and I'm like, okay, so you have to
Right.
learn how to push forward. Hey, Kurt, the connect, Kurt, the
Kurt, what's up,
connector.
brother?
So you have to learn how to push forward. And I think it was really cool what you also said about kind of doing the opposite thing. And I've also learned that as well, is to stop running away from the
Hmm.
things that you're not certain of, because that might just be what you need in order for you to grow, like you said. So I thought that that was interesting that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of people who are a little bit more afraid, a little bit more timid to run to those things that they're not really sure about. And so I think that that's a huge takeaway of what you're saying. But also as far as the character and quality, people need to understand how to start shaking that mindset up in a way that's like, dang, I'm scared of this. Why am I
Right.
scared of this?
Yeah.
What's scaring me
People.
about this? Let me go
Yeah.
to it. Right? Is that kind of how you deal with things now?
Yeah. Because like you gotta understand, as soon as you make a declaration to accomplish something of great value, there's a equally or greater
Mm-hmm.
evil source that decides to tear you down.
What's up? Mm-hmm.
So if I like as soon as I say like with Health is Wealth Nation, we got a vision to change the state of health in the
Mm-hmm.
South by 2030,
I
and
saw that. I thought that that
yeah,
was really cool.
we're gonna do that by making nutrition simple. So as soon as I make that declaration, that's a great, like, valuable, mission and vision. But
It
as soon as I
is.
make that declaration, there's a equally or greater evil source that
Yes,
wants to sabotage me.
it
So
is. That's
so
so true.
and that comes with the territory. Like
Yeah,
there's no way to avoid it.
yeah,
So you got to understand, like, all right, I want to achieve this great thing. There's going to be some great obstacles that come along the
mhm,
way that want to sabotage me. It could be in the form of a friend, a family member, or
yes,
a natural disaster.
yeah,
Like who knows?
yeah.
Just know that it's
It's
coming.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like having a target. Like you put a target willingly on your back, right?
exactly. Exactly. So like you got a bounty on your head, basically. So
Yeah,
and you just got to deal with it. That it comes with the
yeah,
territory. And a lot of people think, okay, I'm this great person. I got great intentions. I want to do some great things. It's gonna
yeah.
be simple for me,
No.
but that's not the planet we live on.
It's
So
not
it,
can we be real, Chris? Okay.
hey, let's do it.
Can
Let's
we,
do it.
that is not realistic either. Like y'all,
Mm.
okay. Okay, we're gonna have a moment, okay? We're gonna have a
Hey,
moment
let's
because
let's get into it.
let's get it together, y'all. Okay. Y'all stop creating these expectations that are not realistic. If you like how Chris was just talking about, if you know, and it's funny because Kurt mentioned this, I think a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago or something, but he was talking about getting up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He said, y'all get up a couple minutes earlier tomorrow than you did today. And keep doing that every single day, right? And he's like, you'll start seeing yourself making strides. And then it's like what you said about the bamboo tree. So, hey,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, when you think about the bamboo tree and how long it takes to grow, it's the same concept. Y'all don't want to wake up early. If you don't want, get up 10 minutes earlier. If you don't want to wake up 10 minutes earlier,
You don't want it.
stop
Right.
talking about
Yeah.
what you want. Stop stop calling coaches. Stop
Right.
telling people what you want to do. And focus, focus, okay, your energy on actually committing yourself to do it. If you know that you're not willing to wake up 10 minutes earlier, stop saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. You can do that by committing yourself to what you know that you're realistically going to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to have a come to the Lord meeting, okay, and come to Jesus
Yeah.
meeting, if you will, okay, or
Yeah. And
whomever meeting, okay, because
I break it down for people. Like in that
how you
scenario,
doing,
I'm
Miss
like,
Gorgeous Moms?
it's I say it's 1,440 minutes in a day. You can't get up 10 extra minutes.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if you want something that I think that's what when people say if you want something different, you have to do something different. Like
Mm-hmm.
you cannot have the expectation. And I'm y'all, I'm not trying to fuss, okay? I'm just trying to be real, okay? And this is how a lot of I've had to like even chat because I talk trash to myself, and y'all know that if y'all been following me, and
There
I
you go,
tell
Kurt.
y'all. I talk trash to myself because I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, if you know that you're supposed to be doing better, stop making excuses for why you can't and just try. If you make some type of effort to trying, right? That 10 minutes is not going to hurt you. You'll also see yourself becoming a lot more productive. But I'm saying this because I see so many people tell me what they want, what they envision, how they envision it happening. And it's like, so you're saying that, but do you expect those expectations I mentioned? Do you expect that this is just going to happen to you without any type of effort or any type of level of commitment that you're going to put into it? Like, and so, yeah. Anyway, 86,400 seconds. I'm a little tougher than your average lady, I guess you would say. But I
Hey,
think that entrepreneurship has definitely contributed to that because nobody else is gonna do it. So
there you go. Yeah.
you want to be a millionaire, so I'm gonna jump on the comments real quick. You want to be a millionaire with $1,000 mindset and work ethic, right? Facts. What's
Mm-hmm.
going to hurt is constantly pushing off your success and sabotaging yourself. True. And so I just appreciate these types of conversations. And even the suggestions that you gave about the podcast and watching other things and looking at other things,
Right.
just kind of, and it doesn't have to be what we say, y'all. It can be literally anything that's opposite of what you do. If you go to like my business coach, she always talks about this, right? About like attracting what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she mentioned something one day and she's like, if you want people who are shopping at Whole Foods, you want people that shop there to be your customers, then that's where you need to go shop at.
Yeah.
If you versus if you go somewhere like, you go to Target, or if you go to versus Target versus Walmart, the people are
Mm-hmm.
different. They have different expectations. Those
Right.
stores know exactly what those people want. And so she always gives that as a comparison. And so I'm going to use that same example, but I'm saying that in the spirit of your mindset and your mentality. If you go to Walmart and you like, dang, I want Target customers, you need to go to Target.
Yep.
Or just try to go to a different type of store and see what comes up.
Yep.
So, hey, Davey, Dwayne, you're more committed to avoiding what is required than what is required. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all. Okay, so next question, Chris. So, it's actually a myth. It's not a question. Well, it kind of is. It's a mix of both. It's a mix of both.
Okay.
All right. So, one of the myths for entrepreneurship is that all entrepreneurs get into business for is money. Do you think that that's true?
For most entrepreneurs, it can be the furthest from the truth.
Okay.
So
So elaborate. Give me a little bit more insight.
well, business, like business is so simple. And I was about to bring that up earlier. Like a lot of things about this is simple. We're the ones that make it difficult. You
True.
know, we're
Yeah.
the catalyst of our difficulty and
Mm-hmm.
hardship. But it's simple. You know, you want to run a business, just solve a problem. Like
Ooh. Okay.
it's as simple as that. You know, like
That's
you
good.
look at all of the brands and things you love to do. You
Mm-hmm.
love them because they're solving problems for you, or they're adding convenience. You
Convenience
know,
to you. Yeah.
yeah, like Uber, like that's like Uber wasn't selling transportation; they were selling time. So
Mm-hmm.
like I can
That's good.
instead of waiting for a yellow taxi,
Yeah.
I can have a Uber downstairs waiting for me when I get out
Mm-hmm.
my meeting. Like
Right.
that's time, that's
Mm-hmm.
convenience.
That's
So
good. I like
so yeah, so a lot of people. I mean, of course, money. I mean, we live on an economic planet, so
mm-hmm.
you better be in it for the money. Like
Yeah.
like
We
they not
have
at
to have money to live. Yeah.
exactly. They like Zig Ziglar said like money ain't everything, but it's up there with oxygen. Like you need it to breathe. Like it's
True.
up there.
Yeah.
It ain't the most important thing. So but yeah, that's what it's about. You know, true entrepreneurs they wanna impact something. They wanna
Mm-hmm.
leave like Steve Jobs wanted to leave an imprint, a dent on the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like Elon Musk wanna occupy Mars.
Yeah.
These are big, you know, big grandiose, you know, things
Mm-hmm.
that are literally gonna change civilizations. You know, and that's what a true entrepreneurship does. You know, me, I wanna, you know, change the state of health here in the South. You know, I had a lot of uncles. In 5 years, I had five uncles pass away. You know,
Mm-hmm.
from health preventative illnesses.
Yeah.
So that's a big vision of mine. I want to literally not just influence the state of health in the South. I want to change the state of health in the South. You know, and with Growth at its Army, I want to set up student athletes. You know, to run businesses. You know, instead of, you know, going from college, going back into the communities to get a job and be
Mm-hmm.
depressed, and, you know, and have, you know, just this loss of identity. So like these are some big, you know, missions and visions. So
Mm-hmm.
so I always say impact leads to income.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even Jim Rohn said that, you know, we get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. You
Mm-hmm.
know, not the time we spend in the marketplace.
But the
So
value that we offer.
right now, value takes time. It takes time to add value, but we don't get paid for the time. We get paid
Mm-hmm.
for the value.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so any kind of entrepreneur, like all of the great ones, you see that they're adding massive value. Like whatever
Yeah.
they're doing, look at David, look at ET, look at like
Yeah.
you see some people that just crushing it. It's always a common denominator that they are adding some massive value.
True.
So that's the truth behind entrepreneurship, of course. But money is a byproduct. So people think it's the
Yeah.
money, but it's the byproduct. You
That's a
know,
good. That's good.
because I remember I forgot who said it, but somebody made a statement that like what was the guy that did the night show? Dave Leno, was it Dave Leno or something like that?
Dave Lin, yeah, I think
Like
so.
he had a night show where he got paid more than all of the teachers in California one year. So,
Oh wow.
but he was on TV every night
Mm-hmm.
entertaining
Right.
and making America laugh.
Right. Right.
So, and I
It was
mean,
like he was like a comedian slash.
yeah. He's
Host.
a comedian.
Hey,
So,
weekend.
yeah. So despite your like your beliefs about that, like he's adding some massive value to America.
Mm-hmm.
While I mean, some teachers, I mean, like trust me, I love teachers, but when it comes to this day and age, a lot of them they just don't add value, or it's just not measurable value. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
are you doing to to add some value to the student to get the grades and get a degree, but then they get a
Mm-hmm.
degree and can't do anything with it. So
With the right.
like that value, like it's not the teacher's fault, but that value system is just completely
It's
fucked
it's
up.
it's mis. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
miscalculated.
So, but that's like a great example. Like he's paid for the value he's adding to the marketplace and making America, laugh every night. So,
Yeah.
so it's a byproduct. The money is a byproduct of the value that he's adding,
Mm-hmm.
and that's at the end of the day, that's what an entrepreneur does. They
Mm-hmm.
get paid for the problems that they solve, the voids that they fill,
Mm-hmm.
the things they create and manifest that wasn't there before they started. So that's the truth behind it.
I think that just to even add to as well to what you were saying, like I think it's just something like how we think about or how we value what valuation that we have on what we do or can do for
Hmm.
others as well is something that people are not typically taught or do not typically learn, like how to evaluate what your gifts or your talents or the things that you know how to do well can help you to monetize with. Like, and so I agree with the byproduct part when you were mentioning that like money is just the byproduct of entrepreneurship. It doesn't necessarily have to be the whole thing. I also agree when you were saying that the impact
Hmm.
is more so what we're looking to do. And I can say, for myself that that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to become, my own business owner. I wanted to be my own business because I wanted to make an impact, have a legacy for my kids, and be able to do things that would be more, like you said, on a bigger scale.
Hmm.
And so, and no shade to people who are working for someone or who are not interested in entrepreneurship, but still, this is one of those type of things where you can't be looking at the money because the money is not always what's gonna show up when you're doing the work. Like, so it's
Hmm.
so it's one of those. So tell us, I want before I ask about where people can find you, tell us. Well, I have two more things. Okay, I had one that I didn't plan, so
Okay.
we're gonna do it impromptu. But okay, so when you were talking about the state of healthcare, right?
Uh-huh.
How do you think that now people? Do you think people now will be a little bit more like receptive to trying to learn a little bit more about healthcare from your agency? Now that we have the time for Corona, like how do you think people will kind of respond to getting more simplified steps to actually getting, increasing their state of health? Do you think that this is a good time, or do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's one of the amazing things. Like
She
during
bangs.
this pandemic, we've grown with Health is Wealth Nation, because first of all, people are at home, so they have more time to just think about these things. And also, at one point, because of the quarantine, they weren't able to go like to the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed some non-disposable nutrition at their house. So, and we have home programs where we can just mail the supplements to your home.
Oh,
And then we have nutrition clubs where we did like curbside, where we would just pick pull up and get a shake, a tea, a protein donut, like all of these things. So
protein
and
donut.
mm-hmm. Yep.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. So and completely healthy for you, but
That's so
it,
cool.
it tastes
Okay.
good. So but and we were classified as essential workers. So
Ooh, okay.
while yeah, so while some people couldn't work, my nutrition club owners, like they were essential workers. They were providing nutrition,
Healthcare.
for yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a branch of healthcare almost, because it's literally like when you work with like a nutritionist or
Hmm.
like a person privately, that's literally a person who's basing that off of your health, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nature
Yeah,
movement. That's
yeah. So
cool.
yeah, and it's needed now more than ever because people realize like some of the people that were affected the most by the coronavirus were people that had like pre-existing like illnesses, and
Right.
their immune system was affected the most. So it's almost planting a seed like, man, let me go ahead and get in check and get myself together. So
Hmm.
that way I won't be susceptible to anything like this in the future. So
Right.
and I mean it's a lot of factors. People at home, like people are used to walking to work or walking around work a lot. Now they're working from home, so now they're
Hmm.
stationary. And now they're adding weight, so now they realize they got to do something. So it's a lot of factors that's been added from the pandemic
Hmm.
that's allowed people to get this reality check about, I gotta get my health in check.
Okay.
So
And that's the part. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I know that you work with the student athletes, and then I know you
hmm
have the Health is Wealth Nation. But I'm just like, I'm wondering if, since you're breaking down and simplifying the
hmm
health, how to be healthy, right? Um, is do you feel like it'll be, a little bit more easy for you to kind of break into educating people in that way? And so I was just wondering that, because I'm like,
hmm
I know
yeah,
people want to know now, because I feel like they have to. But so
yeah.
we gonna take what we can get too.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah, I gotta I'm writing a book now about like health, and I mean it won't be technically like healthcare, but it talks about some best practices. I'm calling it Hustle Healthy. So
mm,
a lot of people know about,
y'all don't be trying to take that, yeah, okay. He said
yeah,
he out with the check. I
a
love you
lot
too, boo.
yeah, a lot of
Fucking
people
boo.
talk about hustling hard, but we're gonna be talking about hustling healthy. So and I got a consulting division within Health is Wealth Nation. So yeah, Health is Wealth Nation. We got a nutrition club, an apparel line, a
Oh wow.
consulting agency, a strength division. Talk
Hmm.
about strength, and I'm a power lifter, so we talk about a lot of strength training, and then
Hmm.
and then we're launching a meal prep service later this year. So it's 5 divisions in Health is Wealth Nation, but I'm the now I've transitioned. I'm the CVO, so I'm the Chief Visionary Officer
Okay.
uh,
Come
with
on,
Health is Wealth
CBS.
Nation. Yeah, and I got like a CEO, I got a CCO and COO that runs Health is Wealth Nation, and now I'm launching and really building growth at its army. So, but
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. That is amazing, actually. So, okay, the ripple effect from the pandemic has touched everyone, definitely. So,
yep.
weekend course creator. But I was just kind of wondering. I know that you have different variations as far as like multiple streams of income that you have. And so I definitely wanted to kind of touch on that and ask you about that, because I'm like, I wonder what you think about this. Okay,
Mm,
then the other question was about your book. So
yep.
I want you to tell everybody what your current offer is, but I want you to tell them also a little bit, give them some feedback, some background on your book and where they can get it, and any other nuggets, wisdom, gems you want to drop on our good people.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So yeah. So the 180 effect. it's a concept I came up with while going from home as a business owner and running my my sales organization, and I went from sales rep to district manager in 9 months, and then I built a six-figure sales organization in 18 months. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
had a sales force of 150 reps, and this is in an area where the median income is like 30K a year, like in
Wow.
Florence, Alabama. But I was
Mm-hmm.
able to build that sales organization there. So the 180 effect, and especially the book, it chronicles the 3 years I went from being a sales rep, being a district manager, and then kind of stepping into my own and breaking records and doing stuff as a district manager.
Okay, look
And
there.
the concept is really 3 phases
Mm-hmm.
and but 5 transitions. So the first one is you have to make an unwavering decision. So that's transition one,
Okay.
and when you start there,
That's a door.
I call it like a level of like an initiation. Like when you make an unwavering decision in life, you
Mm-hmm.
basically go through an initiation, and I say initiation because nothing is ever the same after an
That
initiation. Whether
decision.
it's whether you a sorority or fraternity or like you or a project is initiated, like things are forever changed. So
Mm-hmm.
once you make an unwavering decision, you've initiated the process.
Mm.
And that takes you
Good.
into the first phase of the 180 effect,
Mm-hmm.
which is growth. And it's 3 phases of the 180 effect. It's 3 G's. It's grow, groom, and great.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
yeah, so once you make that unwavering decision and you initiate the process, you go into the growth phase.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's where the growing pains come. Like it's like you just made this new decision to do something great. Well, you gotta embrace the growing pain. Like it's not gonna be easy when you first start, especially if it's something you've never done.
That's true.
So and once you get through the growing pains, then you get to the grooming phase where okay, you come into your own, but you're not great yet.
Yeah.
You gotta get in the swing of things. You gotta do some monotonous stuff, some redundant stuff. Like
Allow
when I
me.
when I first became a district manager, I was running a 3 day, 18 hour long training seminar every week. So
18 hours? Wow.
yep, 6 hours a day for 3 days every week
Okay.
for my reps for my sales organization. So like that was like it got redundant. Like I'm doing that every single week, but
Week. Yeah.
that's a grooming phase. You gotta groom and
Get better.
yeah, exactly. So and then so and once you groom for so long, like it's almost like a tipping point. Like you just fall into greatness. Like you've been doing it for so long and
Welcome.
consistently. Next
Mm-hmm.
thing you know, you're just great at it. Like
Right.
you're great. It's second nature. You're the go-to. You're at the top 1%. In your field or your job or etc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the third phase of it, and the fourth transition. So the last transition after you enter that growing phase,
Mm-hmm.
now you make a new decision,
Mm-hmm.
and that,
Okay.
and so a millionaire eventually wants to become a billionaire.
Right.
A player eventually wants to be a coach. You
Okay.
know, a sales manager eventually wants to become a district manager. Like so. There's always this level up.
Yeah.
So like the 3 phases you skilling up. There comes a point where you want to level up. So you make a new decision. Okay, for me, I was a district manager. I was doing some great things, but like I wanna start Health Source Nation. I wanna change the state of health. I want to do some great things, back
Mm-hmm.
home and for the South. So I made that new decision, and so the 180 effect is also a process, a cycle, and a mindset.
Mm.
So you go through the process of growing, grooming, and becoming great. You go through the process, you make that new decision, and then the cycle starts over again.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's all I was
now
going to ask you. Okay.
yeah, so now I got to make a new unwavering decision. All right, I'm about to change the state of health in the South. I'm about to do some great things,
Mm-hmm.
but now I enter another growing phase of being a
Mm-hmm.
health coach and talking about the chronic illnesses in the South and the obesity rankings and all of this. And then I got to go through my grooming phase of doing wellness profiles and
Mm-hmm.
and getting people results and helping people lose 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. And
Right.
then I become great where I'm the health is wealth guy now. Like people know me
Right.
as, I, I'm
You are the expert. Right. Come
exactly yeah.
on.
I'm on all these podcasts, talking
Yeah.
about health is wealth and everything, and then next thing you know, so now I'm almost like in that new decision. Like, all right, well, now I want to grow growth status army. Now I want to, help student athletes. So now I make that new decision, and then the cycle starts over again.
Right.
And once you go through the cycle so many times, the 180 effect is a process, cycle, and mindset. So now it's a mindset. Now I'm just a growth
You
addict.
just
Now,
do it regularly.
yeah. Now
It's
I'm
good.
addicted to growth. Now the 180 effect is just this philosophy I adopt, and I'm just always transitioning. I'm always going through the processes and the
Yes.
phases. I'm always growing.
And you know what? It's so funny. So I had been, and I'm thinking y'all had asked me what I wanted to do, for my 2 year. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing an ebook. I'm not sure. Well, I'm kind of sure. Look, I'm kind of sure, but I'm not sure. But I started writing out some of the
Hey,
lessons,
talk
right,
talk
that I
talk
learned
to me.
in
We'll
this
get it
time.
done.
I learned okay. I learned about some of the lessons that I learned in this 2 years, and I kind of started jotting a couple things down, right? But um what you said just now was like that, like peace. I love growth ethics also, by the way. Okay, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that's true. It's like, yes, it is. It's more so putting your goal into the machine and into
Exactly.
your process, and then letting it just continue to, you're using the same formula, but it's just a different phase, or it's a different level. So I really like that,
Right.
and I can appreciate that. So tell people where they can find it, what they can do, how they get it. What's your offer?
Yeah. Right now it's my book. So you can well, first of all, you can just Google me, Christopher Ray Coleman. I'll pop up. So go to my website, ChristopherRayColeman.com, and specifically for my book, you can go to 180effect .net, and it'll pop up. And if I have some signed copies on in stock, then you can definitely grab a signed copy. But of course, if I don't, then you can go to Amazon and get it. Just the 180 effect on Amazon, and it'll pop up. And yeah, I'm excited for you to get it. So
I'm
cause
excited because I'm gonna review it. I
oh,
like
I
to
know.
review
I
stuff.
know. And after every it's 15 chapters. After every chapter, it's like 5 tasks you got to write down and you got to
Okay.
do. So some of them gonna rock you. You be like, oh man, like you gonna have to sit for a while and figure
And just
figure
kind
it
of
out.
sit with
Yep.
that. I
Yep.
will.
So yeah. So that's my offer. That's the book, and get the book. And it's not one of those books where you read it just to read it. I don't,
Yeah.
like it's not that 52 books and 52 weeks bullshit. It's the, you like I always say, you need to pick one thing you want to change and make a
Mm-hmm.
study of it, and
Oh.
get 10 books in that topic, and make
Okay.
those a study for the year. So
Mm-hmm.
if you wanna. So, the 180 effect, we always talk about 180 degrees. That's where it
Mm-hmm.
comes from. So if you want to turn your life around, or if you want to take things to the next level,
Right.
this is the book for you. But you need to make it a study. This isn't just a check a box while I read a book. Like,
Yeah.
sit with it. Do the tasks at the end of every chapter. Make it a study. Make my life a study. The things I did, and then you'll see yourself skill up, or of course level
Thank you, Chris. So, woo, woo,
up.
come on. That was so exciting. I'm excited. I'm always excited to see, and as I continue on this entrepreneurial journey, I find more people who have the same type of mentality and the same mindset, and it fires you up even more. You like,
Yeah,
yes, there's
yeah.
more people like me. I'm
It's
not
contagious.
crazy.
It's contagious.
Hey, Rock Davis. Hey, RJD. So, thank you, Chris. I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in getting Chris's book, which you should be, because why wouldn't you? Because you want to change your life. You want your business to be great. He just said he helped build a 6-figure business. I mean, so awesome book. I haven't finished yet, but it's fire though. Quick,
Hey.
Fits Fitness. Thank you so much for joining. You better get it. Oh, somebody is making threats. Okay.
There we go. Hey, talk
So
talk to
okay,
him,
yeah.
RJD. Talk
Okay.
to him, brother.
Exactly. So, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you just pulling up and appreciate you just giving your insight on entrepreneurship. If you are part of my Big Boss Tribe, thank you so much for coming back through. I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to just talk to you guys a little bit more about some stuff I learned in my first 2 years of being a business owner. And yeah, y'all go buy his book. And if it's okay, is it okay if I put your link in my bio so they
Yeah,
can buy
absolutely.
it? Okay,